Hey, good morning, guys. It's Mr. Childers at Odyssey. Hope you're doing well. It's November 1st, 2019. This is our second newsletter of the year. It's the day after Halloween. I still have my costume on. I went as an old, fat, out of shape principal, and I'm pretty sure I nailed it. I'm very proud of how I pulled it off. But anyhow, let's get going on this thing, see what we can find out. First thing I want to do was start with our student spotlight of the month. Mr. Justin Thomas. Like, I'm jealous of Justin Thomas. He's like the all-around kid. Like, this guy's got it all. He's 15 years old. He's going to be a future engineer. He's a musician, actor, and singer. One of the things I thought was really cool in the bio that I got was that he was recently awarded Top Teen 2019 award for outstanding character, leadership, and servanthood. That's awesome, dude. That says a lot about what people think of you and what you're doing with your life. He is an actor, a performer, a vocalist, and a volunteer at a nonprofit professional dinner theater known as Narrow Way Productions. So there's just a couple of pictures of him performing with those. And then I thought this was a really cool thing too. He's an avid roller coaster enthusiast, and in 2018 he visited 10 different parks. And I don't know if you can see it in this picture, but he's holding a sign that was the 100th different coaster that he rode that year. That's pretty cool, man. I can't even get my wife to ride across a bridge. There's no way we're getting on 100 roller coasters. She won't do it, but my daughter does love it, so maybe we'll one day get to do that. But hey, man, we're proud of you. Um, Without going into FERPA and breaking violations, I will let you know that Justin is also way intelligent. He's smarter than I'll ever be. His grades blow my mind with what he's able to do. So he's just all around fantastic kid, and we're proud to have you at Odyssey, bud. I hope you're having a good year, and thank you, Miss Thomas, for sending these pictures. I want to go ahead and jump into our most improved students of the month. These guys, last month I asked and I got one recommendation, and this time I asked and I had three different recommendations come in within minutes. And they were like, well, whoever got first. I said, no, we're going to recognize all three because you guys are knocking it out of the park. Ty J. Goodman, Cameron McCafferty, and Caden Pimentel. You had, let me see if I can remember who did these. Ty J, yours was Miss Janita Adams, recommended you for most improved. And Cameron, Miss Tumbleston recommended you, and Caden, Miss DeWalk recommended you, and you guys have just kind of turned the burners on and have started knocking it out of the park, and we are super excited about that. We just want to say we're proud of you, and keep up the good work. I want to stop here for just a second. I want to say thank you to Zahi Hall. Zahi called me a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, Mr. Childers, I want to do something for the artistic students in our school so that we can kind of show our abilities and do something kind of fun. And he wanted to put on an art competition. And I said, man, I think that's a great idea. I said, can you make me something to show? And he created me this flyer to go out, so I wanted to go through it. If you are my artiste out there, if you draw, paint, sketch, if you sculpt, if you are a photographer, there's so many different mediums of art. So I'm trying to, I guess the easiest way to say, any medium of art that you want to do. We'd like to have. We're going to call it a competition, but really it's just kind of to show off, what our kids can do. But what I'll do is my wife and I will donate $100, and so we'll do $50 for first place, and $30 for second place, and $20 for third place. So what I'd like for you to do is get your submissions together. If it's something that can be emailed to me, you can send it directly to my email, eric.childers@odysseyonline.com. If it's something that you need to bring in, we can do that. You can bring it to the office. I was telling Zahi when we were talking, I said, I have this big, huge blank wall in our office. And so I'm really hoping some of these turn out really great to where we can either print them or we can have them, because I'd love to frame them and put them on the wall. I just think that'd be a really cool thing for when people walked into the office if they got to see some of the artwork from our students. But so if you can have these into me by December, so let's shoot for, I'm I'm going to say December 1st. Let me look on the calendar real quick and see when December 1st is. Let's actually do December the 2nd. So that would be the Monday that you would come back in December. So December the 2nd, if you could get your submissions to me, and then I'll have somebody way smarter than me that knows art to judge that. I just look at them and determine whether they're pretty or not. I don't have any artistic in me. So, but I would love to see them. So if you want to do that, that would be great. If we can have them by the 2nd, I'll have an art teacher that used to work for me judge them, and maybe by December 6th we can announce the winners. So love for you to take part in that. If you have any questions, give me a call and we'll look at it. All right, some testing updates. Just a reminder, the ACT is going to be administered February 25th, 2020, and the SAT is going to be on March 4th, 2020. The state does pay for our third-year high school students. So if you're on pace to graduate, you would be a junior at this point. Parents, please note that if you're planning on taking it or not taking it, there has been a form or a link that's been sent out by Ms. Owings. Please still complete that form. We need to have documentation to give back to the state whether you are going to or whether you have turned it down, which is fine. Please have that turned in by November the 22nd. And if you didn't receive that form, you can email Ms. Owings directly at ashley.owings@odysseyonline.com and just write and ask her to send you a new copy of it. And so there were some students, if you received an email from Ms. Owings regarding a retake window on December 3rd through 5th for the WIN, please complete that survey as soon as possible. So it's about, 30 to 35 of you guys that should have gotten that. If you'll complete that, that will be fantastic. So this week we took our ExactPath. ExactPath, we're going to start running those reports on Monday, November 4th. I asked everyone to have done that this week. It was really not optional. I'm going to be very disappointed when we pull the reports if a lot of you did not. I can't have that. You guys have got to do testing when we ask you to do testing. I get a lot of freedom in the virtual world, but that's not one of them. We need to have that. I had sent out about 65 kids that are scheduled to take the EOC for algebra because it's our lowest performing test, a diagnostic in USA Test Prep with instructions on how to do it. I even told you I'd give you a gift card. We'd draw for it. To this point, that was a month and a week ago that I sent that out, and these 5 students are the only 5 who have done the test like they're supposed to. So guys, I am not going to draw a name for a gift card. I'm just going to buy you all 5 one. Thank you for doing what you're supposed to do. We are very proud of you. It makes me happy when we have students do what they're supposed to do. So you 5, take your right hand, put it over your left shoulder, and tap yourself on the back. That's for Mr. Childers. Good job. Very proud of you. We'll send it out. I'll mail it to you. Okay. So I had a meeting the other day, and one of the parents in there was talking about, because we're in this virtual school setting, sometimes it's hard to connect with other people and with students, and some of our students, they need that social interaction, or they need to get together and work on a project or something like that. And so there was an idea of, can we do a directory for families? And I said, sure. So here's a picture of our state of South Carolina and kind of where our geographic locations of our student body is located. So you'll see pockets where there's 1 or 2 students, and then you'll see regions where there's quite a few students. The kicker on this is I can't just send out family information because that's against the law. You will have to opt in if you'd like to be a part of our family directory. What I have done is I have created this little form here. I've only asked for some very generic stuff. So your family last name, an email where you could be reached at if you want to be able to connect with people around you, and then the county where you live. So not your actual physical address, but just kind of where you live, so that people that opt into this directory can look and say, okay, well, here's someone in Greenville County with me, and they can shoot you an email and say, hey, can we get together and talk about things? I think it's a great idea. I would love for you to be a part of it, but that's completely up to you. So I am going to take this URL. I will actually post this down below in the email that this video comes in, so that you can also click this link if you would like to opt in. I'll try to have those out to you. I'll give it a couple of weeks, but usually what I have noticed is the ones that are going to do it right away, and the ones that are not going to take part. So I should have this directory out to you in a couple of weeks. Just wanted to remind you guys that next Friday is our first social outing. We're going to Clinton's Cease Farm in Lexington. It's got a huge corn maze. I was talking to the lady the other day when we booked the place, and it's got a gaga ball pit. I don't know if you've ever played that, but it's a lot of fun. Big picnic tables. What we're going to do is I'm just going to buy some pizza. Meet you guys there at 12:30. We'll eat. If you don't like pizza, you may want to bring some lunch. But we'll have soft drinks. If you can't drink soft drinks, then bring your water or whatnot. I'll probably have some water. But we really hope that you guys will come. I think we had right around 9 students, I think, have signed up so far, and some of their family members are coming. Then, of course, my staff will be there. I'm going to bring my kids. I'm going to let them take part. So we have some room available. We have to pay for 30. There had to be 30 people, and we didn't have 30 signed up. So we're just going to bite the bullet as a school. We're going to pay for those first 30. If you want to take part, if the money was the part that was holding you back, don't let it be. I will find a way to pay for it. So this link right here will also take you to the sign up. I will put this in the email as well, so that if you can click on it and let me know. I really need that more for lunch than I do anything. So if you haven't signed up, you don't care about eating lunch, and you want to come anyhow and spend time with us, we'd love to see you, love to meet you in person, and just kind of hang out for a little while. They'll open up the entire farm and all the activities to us at 1:30, and you can hang out as long as you want to. I think what we were planning was for my staff to be gone by about 3. So we're gonna hang out from about 12:30 to 3, and then you can stay as long as you want to once you're there. So hopefully we'll get to see you next week, and that the weather is going to cooperate with us. Just a reminder, I think I've sent this out a couple times when we've put it on our social media. Our authorizer, the Charter Institute at Erskine, is doing a huge push this month for virtual schools. So there are 3 of us right now in the Charter Institute of Erskine, and there'll actually be a 4th next year because Connections Academy is coming over to our same district, which is pretty awesome. I would love for you to take part in this for a couple of reasons. For some reason, there are people in our state that really hate virtual education. I just can't wrap my head around that, but they're trying to close us down as best they can. And I think that our story needs to get out there. I don't think people understand what we are and why students choose to come to us. I think they think that you guys as students are just trying to get out of going to school, and that's really not the case. Like, some of you have been bullied, and there's anxiety, and some of you are doing plays and acting during the day. I mean, we have this multitude of reasons. I'd love for you to take part in this social media campaign where we just kind of tell our story, who you are, why you chose virtual school, and why you think it's important. If you could do that, they want you to hashtag Virtual School Month and then do the @Erskine Charters. That will allow them to grab it, and they can spotlight you on our Charter Institute at Erskine's Facebook page as well. So love for you to take part in that if you want to. It's November. I cannot believe it's November. My wife keeps counting down the days till Christmas. I think we got it this morning. It was like 54 wake-ups before Christmas. That makes me want to lose my mind. But anyhow, we're there. So we're in November. Just wanted to remind you guys that November the 25th through the 29th is our fall break. The office will be closed that week. If you're on pace, take that week off. That is your week off. If you need to work during that week, here's the beautiful thing about virtual school. You have access to your materials. So if you need to do a couple things, or if you want to get ahead, go for it, man. That would be awesome. We would love for you to do that. I know y'all are getting tired of me saying, I got to quit doing that. That's awful. Anyhow, I did it again. I hope you have a great break. If you need anything, hey, call me. Looking forward to talking to you. Hopefully we'll get to see you sometime soon, maybe next Friday if you can make it to our face-to-face social outing. and call me if you need me, and I'll talk to you next time.